event, and we totally forgot, is we wanted the riders to stand up so people know who they are. We've been requested in the past to point them out. So if, Kevin, where are you? Go ahead, stand up. This is Kevin. So the one before that, vaginas. Gabriel, would you like to stand up, please? That was actually one of the more sane stories I've heard of his. Seriously, this stuff is awesome. I totally love it. And then the first one, we'll always have parrots. Lisa Golden. Okay, so we're going to have one more piece, and then we're going to take a break, probably about 5-10 minutes long. So this next piece is by Benjamin Wachs. It's called Abraham, and it's going to be read by James Cross, Jen Terry, and Mark Platinsky. I believe that's correct. Wow. And we all know that Benjamin, he already introduced himself. So let's hear it for James Cross.
Story called Abraham by Benjamin Wachs. Benjamin. Abraham bundled his son Isaac up to protect him from the sun. God had said that Isaac must die like cattle and be turned into a burnt offering. Isaac belonged to God now.
Where are we going, Father?
Isaac said, and Abraham did not have the heart to tell him. He hid the knife among the kindling wood. 5,000 years later, two women in a coffee shop discussed this incident.
I'm a spiritual person,
She said. One, her hair dyed a light blonde.
I realize you need religion to overcome the narcissism that modern society brings out in us. But God asked for my child? No. Fuck him.
A few thousand miles away, the writer, Adam Lee, is sending a chapter from his book about atheism to Ceylon.
Only religion,
He writes,
convinces good people to do bad things. Good people don't need its encouragement to be good, and bad people will do what they always do.
Abraham gave young Isaac a sack of grain big enough for him to carry. He did not want his son's burden to be more than he could bear. He is a hard man, a patriarch, a man who will someday be claimed as the father of culture across 3/5 of the planet. But right now, he wipes away tears in his eyes. He wonders what Sarah knows. He has not told her that God, who gave them their son, has demanded him back. He has not told her that Isaac will not be returning. But she knows something. If anyone understands the journey he has taken and where it will go, it is the wife who was herself promised to him by God. So many people would condemn him, he knows, for throwing his greatest blessing into the fire. But where do they think these blessings come from? How can a penitent man not understand that he may be called upon to give up what is his? That this is the noblest act a man can be called upon to do, the pinnacle of his nature, even if it is also the most terrible. For all the advances to come in 5,000 years, for all the progress, Abraham understands the woman in the coffee shop and the atheistic writer far, far better than they understand him. They cannot imagine how he would do what he is about to do, but it is easy for him to understand why they would. He puts one foot in front of the other. As Isaac runs along the road with boundless energy of a child, this child, the son, is all Abraham ever wanted in the world. His heart cracks a little more with each step. His eyes burn with salt.
Sometimes you have to trust your intuition,
Says the woman in the coffee shop. She has 2 children, a daughter who has always been strong, and a son who has always been gentle. She once pulled her son out of school because they wouldn't keep him from being bullied.
Deep down, you have to listen to your heart.
Adam Lee has written,
The hard truth is that people become irrational and dangerous to the precise point to which they truly believe their religion and take its claims seriously. After all, If God has told you what he wants you to do, any deviation is both foolish and sinful. This is dangerous, both to the individual and to humanity.
He's going to write a chapter about Abraham, a whole chapter calling this man, who he does not really believe existed, an example of the fanaticism that threatens the human species. A man who would kill his child for no reason is not an example of any morality that anyone should follow. Isaac smiles as he watches his father build the pyre for offerings. He likes to watch his father, who is a strong man, a competent man. Isaac likes to watch his father do things well. Although Abraham's beard is white, his back is unbent, his legs are straight, his hands are firm. The sun begins to set. It is only when Abraham has finished all other tasks and taken the sacrificial knife in his hands and sees his son's expectant, eager face, it is only then that Isaac thinks to ask.
Where's the animal for the offering?
And then,
Daddy? What's wrong?
at that moment, Abraham has given up everything he has in the world. Later an angel will come. Later Abraham will be given everything back. The promises made to him will be kept and extended beyond his wildest imaginations. 100 million sermons over 5,000 years would be given about the rewards of his faith. Later, but not now. Later, the two women in the coffee shop talk about the crisis of capitalism. How
Rich executives take everything and have no sense of responsibility. The rich need to understand that they need to sacrifice for the greater good.
later Lee will write an essay about global warming, about the way
Everyone in the first world will need to understand that they're lucky,
he won't use the word blessed.
and that they need to give some of that luck up. Give up their cars, live in smaller houses, eat less food.
It's for the greater good.
One of the women says.
But how do you get people to understand that?
Her friend asks.
They want to get as much as they can for their kids the same way we do.
We must all sacrifice for the greater good.
Lee writes.
It's a moral imperative.
But this word they use, sacrifice, only Abraham knows what it means. Only the children of Abraham understand it in their blood. You do not sacrifice for the greater good. The greater good is always less than the smaller good in the hearts of man. You sacrifice because you hear an impossible call.
Just over halfway through, we're going to take a little intermission, maybe 10-15 minutes.
Bathroom is around the corner.
Remember, if you like what we do, sign up for our mailing list so we can tell you more about it when we do it. And we have merchandise at the table. And as a reminder, something we haven't said, all the stories you're hearing will be on Fiction 365, one a day beginning next week. So if you want to see something again, they'll all be on Fiction 365, one a day, coming this Monday. So that's a thing too. Fiction365.com. Omnibucket, enjoy, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15.